This is 95.1 KNVC, Minden, Gardnerville, Carson City, your favorite community radio station. And it's time right now for the Carson Rural Communities Update. And this is CJ Giltner, your host, and Laura Templeton, your co-host.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you, CJ?
I'm doing pretty good. A little bit rushed from coming from one appointment to the other, but I made it here with maybe 3 minutes to spare. So I'm happy about that.
Yes.
And so, hey, have you ever heard of R.S.V.P?
You know, I have. I've, of course, heard of you should RSVP to a party or an event like 4th of July.
Well, it's something like that. R.S.V.P is the Retired Senior Volunteer Program that's pretty much statewide. And so we have a guest today that I thought would be fun to talk about some of the services that are offered in our communities. And so we have Miss Molly Walt here. And so go ahead and tell us a little bit that you know about Molly, because you've already met her.
I have. Yeah. Welcome, Molly.
Thank you.
Molly Walt is the CEO of the Nevada Rural Counties RSVP program. And of course, I have heard of them. They're great. They're a nonprofit organization that serves seniors, veterans, and adults with disabilities across Nevada's rural communities. Under Molly's leadership, RSVP provides essential services including transportation, homemaker support, respite care, personal emergency response systems, volunteer programs, and community outreach. Molly also serves as the Carson City School Board trustee, Rotary Club of Carson City President-elect, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Commissioner on the Carson City Parks and Recreation Commission, and Commissioner on the Nevada Commission on Aging. She is committed, obviously, to strengthening communities, helping older adults remain independent, connected, and supported. And as an older adult, I say hooray.
Well, thank you.
You
Thank you
have
so
many
much.
hats.
I do.
Yes.
I enjoy it, and that's what keeps me young.
So, I had mentioned to you earlier that I knew a few people who have participated with RSVP. I have an elderly friend who recently passed away in about a year or so ago. They were up in the Story County, Virginia City area, and RSVP came and helped her with a few things while I was there. And then I also have a friend of mine who lives in Fernley who was one of the RSVP drivers. And, everything is run by volunteers.
Some of it, yes. Some of it is independent contractors as well.
Okay.
So did you want me to dive in?
Sure.
Okay.
This is it.
Yes. So Nevada Rural Counties RSVP, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, started about 54 years ago by Janice Ayers here. And to my understanding, she started transportation. She saw a need of trying to get seniors to medical appointments and out grocery shopping when they can no longer drive. So she gets a group of her neighbors into her living room and said, we're going to help them. We're going to volunteer, and we're going to try to help get these seniors and to their medical appointments and grocery shopping. So it started with transportation, and then now it has grown to, depending on the community, up to 11 different programs that you can offer. Carson City is our hub office, but we do have a fleet of 19 vehicles.
Wow.
Majority of our vehicles are funded through Nevada Department of Transportation. So they'll fund partial, and then we match. We have to come up with a match as well, and then that's where our fundraising comes in. And that was a great pun on bringing RSVP to the 4th of July event, because we'll go there as well, because the 4th of July is one of our largest fundraisers. And so then we match those grants as well. But so our fleet vehicle then it is with volunteers, and where we have fleet vehicles, we also have field offices. So we have an office in Winnemucca, one in Elko, Ely, Caliente, Fallon, Pahrump, Tonopah, and Hawthorne. And so, but we do have a fleet vehicle in Fernley, and then we have another fleet vehicle in Minden. Wow. And so then those we work with the government agencies where they are parked to where then the volunteers can go in and get a key to then be able to get to our fleet vehicle where we don't have offices.
Okay.
But, so for example, then like when it comes to Pershing County will then be manned through most likely Humboldt,
Okay.
to where then Humboldt will help them. Lander is manned by Elko. And then Eureka is manned by White Pine. And so we strategically kind of try to get to the other counties where we don't have offices through the offices that we do have to help with those services as well. But transportation is our largest program.
Okay.
Because there is such a need to get our seniors and adults with disabilities to medical appointments and grocery shopping as well. And so, and then we also have volunteers that might transport in their personal vehicle.
Okay.
And then when they do that, then they get a mileage reimbursement.
Okay.
And their mileage reimbursement will be whatever the GSA rate is.
So, and that would be a volunteer, right?
Well, both are. Yeah. Our volunteers drive our fleet vehicles as well. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right. So if anyone wanted to volunteer, who would they call?
They would call us at our main office, which is 775-687-4680, extension 2. But they can also find the volunteer information on our website, which is www.nvrsvp.org. And there's our volunteer application on there, which then tells them where to send it.
So how many volunteers do you have?
So right now we have about 297 volunteers, but in the month of April, we had 194, I believe, active volunteers.
Wow.
So it really kind of depends on, because we're flexible. We're at the mercy of the volunteer. So for example, we had one of our drivers here in the Carson City area who took the entire month of May off.
Sure.
But it's like, that's what we're, like I said, at the mercy of them, where we can, they tell us when they can volunteer. And so when they tell us when we can volunteer, then that's when we dispatch. But we're very, very fortunate to where even if we have a volunteer who says, I only want to volunteer on Tuesdays, if we're in a need, then we'll say, hey, we really need some help on next Thursday. Is there a possibility? And our volunteers are great that yes, they will.
Oh, that's great.
I have a tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the wrong question. So I heard that R.S.V.P can help, let's just say, people who are wheelchair bound, like help getting they live in a mobile home and they need access to go down a ramp to get to their car or whatever the case may be. Does R.S.V.P help put those ramps together for them?
No, we do not build.
Okay.
No, that is something then we would find them resources to do.
Okay.
So what we do, R.S.V.P, how we somewhat differ from county transportation is that we can cross the threshold into their home.
Okay.
But we still, though, cannot, we're elbow to wrist. That's the most that we can assist them is elbow to wrist, walking or whatnot. But we do have paratransit drivers. So there was a need, and NDOT used to have a paratransit trainer, and they lost that trainer. So I went to NDOT and said, how do I find a paratransit trainer? They gave me the 1-800 number to become one. So I became a trainer, which is extremely fortunate because then I can train our drivers throughout the state to become paratransit certified, which is PASS, which is Passenger Assistant Safety and Security.
Okay.
And so, that's been extremely helpful.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so what other kind of training do the volunteers take to help with R.S.V.P? Elder
abuse is very important. That is extremely important for our grantors and for our clients as well. We do the background check. So we pay for background checks. And so our volunteers are background checked. They have elder abuse. They go through an orientation through us as well. And then we do a drug test, a random drug test as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that cool. We pay for as well.
And so the volunteer can help with things like making a bed or
that is our homemaker program.
Homemakers.
So
okay.
that is our homemaker program. Those are not volunteers. They're independent contractors.
Okay.
They get paid $20 an hour. And
Okay.
I believe that's what your friend in Fernley did. She was
Okay.
a homemaker. And so they get paid $20 an hour, and they can go in and provide light housekeeping.
Okay.
So the light housekeeping is, and you have to be eligible for that program. I should start with transportation. The eligibility is 60 or above. That's it.
Okay.
Really?
And then for adults with
Awesome.
disabilities, they have to have a verified disability. But now for the homemaker, there is eligibility. I mean, are they able to bend down and clean a toilet? Are they able to push a vacuum? Because as we age, it becomes, you become
More
frail
More difficult.
and it
Oh, yeah.
becomes more and more difficult.
Sure.
And so then are they able to empty their own trash? Can they change their linens? Because getting that fitted sheet,
Oh gosh. Yeah.
is hard. So there's eligibility. Once they are deemed eligible for the program, then we provide a homemaker that will go in there. We were trying to do once a week, but because of the need, we've changed a lot of our clients to every other week.
Okay.
They get 2 hours of service a week, every other week, unless they really need it. Like we do have some clients that, like one client that comes to mind is 99 years old. And so we do go in there weekly. And so what this does then is they do that. They do the bathrooms, they sweep, they mop, they vacuum, they empty the trash, they dust, they change the linens, they help with the laundry if the laundry facilities are on site. And so like I said, those are independent contractors, and again, background, drug test, all of that as well. And so that is that one has a large wait list.
I'll bet.
So I'm curious, is there an RSVP program in each state, or is Nevada a unique opportunity?
So the RSVP comes from AmeriCorps.
AmeriCorps.
So yes, AmeriCorps is within all of the states.
Okay.
And so they have different programs. But the AmeriCorps program that gives us the RSVP is called volunteer stations. So like I said, it depends on what county you're in, on how many different programs we offer. So one unique program that we offer that is AmeriCorps, the RSVP, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, is a volunteer station. So a volunteer station might be a nonprofit organization, it might be a government entity. We then bring volunteers to them. So say, for example, we just got reached out by a government entity that says we could really use volunteers. So then we get into an MOU with them, and then we'll throw it out to our volunteers saying, here's an entity that is looking for volunteers. Is anybody interested in maybe doing some more? So some local volunteer stations that we have here, Children's Museum, we have volunteers that will go in and read the children's story once a week for story time. The Nevada Museum, Railroad Museum. We have a volunteer that is down at the Capitol that does tours. Legislative Building is another volunteer station. The hospital, the gift store, the gift shop at the hospital, filled with their volunteers, our volunteers as well. So those are some, ways of how we do it. Our largest volunteer station, though, is in Pahrump, and it is the Nye County Sheriff's Office. So we have 27 volunteers that work there. Another large one that we have is a nonprofit that is called the Veterans Memorial. They are a nonprofit that will drive around the entire state to ensure that the veteran gets the service in which they deserve when they pass. And so what do the volunteers in that program, how do they benefit? One, we do volunteer recognition, appreciations, and then they get a mileage reimbursement to go from their home to the volunteer station and back again. And so that encourages those who are retired to stay active, to live longer.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's the RSVP. Now, if we were to lose that grant, then I'm not quite sure if we would lose the RSVP part of it through the AmeriCorps. So because AmeriCorps does have RSVP for seniors, and that's the grant that we get through them.
So I think one of your partners was talking that you had to complete some grants. How long does it take to get those grants
Okay.
through?
So we are 86% grant funded,
Okay,
and it is extremely time intensive.
I bet.
The reporting, because all of our volunteers, independent contractors have to turn in physical timesheets we're still very manual, that have a client signature on them.
Like
So-
Kelly Services used to be.
Yeah, so it's still very physical
Yeah.
to where we can't make everything online. And so then, processing those timesheets, verifying those timesheets is very time intensive. The reporting, but we've changed a few things to try to streamline it. And that's why it was so easy for me to get you our April numbers.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we do, but it is extremely time intensive. But
Well,
yeah.
go ahead and tell us what the April numbers are. You probably don't have May yet.
No, we do not have May. We should be getting May out by Friday.
Okay.
Because all of our data reporting is due into our grantors by the 10th of the month.
Okay.
And so then we'll be getting that to our marketer, who then throws it out. But just in April, we had our volunteers volunteer 3,170 hours.
Here in Nevada.
In Nevada. Oh yeah, we only do Nevada.
Statewide.
Yeah, only do Nevada. We drove 26,829 miles.
Wow.
Yes,
That's a lot.
That's a lot
it is a lot.
Because we're
That's a lot of
rural.
highway
Right. And our largest trip, our longest trip goes from, we go from like Ely to Salt Lake once a week.
Oh,
We go
wow.
from Winnemucca to Reno once a week because of our specialty doctors.
Okay.
In our rural communities, we don't have a lot of medical options.
Yeah.
So we have to do those long distance trips.
Sure.
And so a large amount of that is that, which is 530 trips within that 26,629. So that means we took duplicating clients to 530 different transportation trips.
That's a lot.
In 1 month, we got 50 new clients.
Oh my goodness.
Now, those 50 new clients may not immediately get our services, but at least they have a client application on file. So
Okay.
when they're ready, they can. We service 360 unduplicated clients throughout the state in 1 month. And that was done by 120 volunteers.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That is a
Yeah.
lot. Wow.
And so, and then another program that seems to be growing is what we call our PERS program, which is our Personal Emergency Response System.
Mhm.
This is a I fallen and I can't get up button. We got a grant from the state. So we purchased those buttons or those units, and then we can give them to our clients at no cost.
That's
Wow.
fantastic.
Mhm.
That is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
It just seems like you do such wonderful things. And what I learned is that you have a fundraiser
We do.
and that is coming right up, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So the 4th of July fundraiser, Janice, when she started this 34 years ago, and if you recall, there used to be a carnival in Mills Park.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
yes.
So we stopped doing the carnival, and then we had to move the staging site of the fireworks.
Uh-huh.
They used to be staged back behind the high school, but then the high school gave that land to the greenhouse project.
Uh-huh.
So then for 2 years, we moved over to the right of the high school, the housing development. And
Okay.
we used to stage it there to
Uh-huh.
where then we could still kind of utilize Mills Park
Right.
as for the carnival and whatnot. But we had to move it because they started building houses. And so we finally got a permit. I think we put in 6 different permits throughout the city to see where we could stage the fireworks. And the permit that was approved is the permit that is out at Eagle Valley Golf Course. And
that'd
so
be
that's
great.
where they stage it. So we've been there. This will be our 3rd year.
That's a cool place to have it.
Yeah. So we stage it there. Our fundraiser then is the dinner.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
then do a dinner. We get sponsors. And so our dinner is $100 for adults, $25 for children. And that is then how we fundraise for that.
Wow.
And so those people who participate in the dinner are right there on Eagle Valley Golf Course property. And we have a dinner, we have silent auction items, raffle, and then a VIP viewing of the fireworks.
Right.
But
That's
I want
cool.
to, yes, but I want to clarify that if you're out at Centennial Park or if you're on Arrowhead Drive or on Highway 50, I don't charge you to watch the fireworks.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right. Yeah.
So the only ones that are paying are those who are participating in the dinner, the fundraiser.
Kind of like the VIPs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so they also help pay for the fireworks because the fireworks, I don't know if everybody knows, but they're an expensive.
I bet they are.
Yes.
I bet
They are,
And,
yeah.
And if you do them right, you want to have the
Yes.
proper permitting, as you mentioned.
Yes.
And, yeah. So I just discovered that your fireworks event, which you've been, as you say, having for many, many years in all of its different
34.
locations,
Mhm.
that in 2016, the Carson City Chamber of Commerce awarded it as the event of the year. And I think that's a great, and really and truly, people do talk about that fireworks event.
And this year it will even be because we are celebrating the 250th anniversary, and so we beefed up our fireworks show. So we went from a $20,000 fireworks show in 24 minutes to a $30,000 fireworks show in 24 minutes. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of oohs and ahs, more colors, more height, more span. So we're very excited about that. And so so if anybody ever wanted to donate, because like this fundraiser, first what we fundraise goes towards the fireworks. So anybody can be a sponsor of the fireworks show as well.
That is so cool.
And donate. It's going to be a great, great show this year.
Yeah.
A great show.
Great year too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think you can, if people are interested in learning more about that, they go to your website and there's the events tab that will take them directly to.
Yes. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes. Because sometimes I always forget.
I have to ask because we all do some kind of volunteer stuff and how did you get involved with R.S.V.P? What made you want to go there?
To go to R.S.V.P. So one, I've always been very service oriented.
Yes.
I taught for 19 years and I've just always been service oriented. And when R.S.V.P has only been led by three out of the 54 years.
That's incredible.
It is. So
That's
Janice,
amazing.
who founded it, led it for 42 years.
Wow.
And then Susan Hawes, who worked for Janice, led it for 7. And so when Susan retired, it was meant to be.
It is.
Sure.
And so then, it was really meant to be because I do have service in the heart. Everybody in our organization, that is one of the things that the training is, service in the heart, because every program that we offer, you have to provide the companionship.
Mhm.
And so even when we answer the phones to schedule transportation, because then we have like R.S.V.P care. R.S.V.P care gives the caregiver a break.
Oh, yes.
And then
Very important.
and then we have our home companion, where our home companion volunteers will go in and read or watch movies, then we have our telephone reassurance. Our volunteers will call on a certain time every week, once a week or twice a week, to check on our clients. And then if they can't get a hold of them, they call us so we can call the MOST team, because our client knew that appointment was coming up. And if they didn't cancel with us prior, we then send the MOST team to go do a welfare check.
Sure.
But everything that we do,
that helps sometimes too.
Oh, yeah, very much so. But everything we do when we answer the phone for anything is to provide that companionship, because you never know whether or not you might be the only person that speaks to that client all week long.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I really am impressed at how well the mission of R.S.V.P kind of reflects our community, because what you're doing is you're giving people a chance to live at home, to age at home, and to have kind of an independence that gives, but also the support of, the services that people do need as they age, and that you're using volunteers that are perhaps drawn to that service. I just think it's amazing, and
I appreciate that. Yeah,
what a fantastic, what a wonderful cause to be involved in.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
So we only have a couple more minutes left. So tell us the phone number where they can call and the website.
Okay. So the phone number is 775-687-4688. 80 extension 2.
Okay.
But if they need services, call any extension.
Okay.
We know the need is out there. And like you said, the assisted livings, the homes, they're too expensive. They are really, really expensive. So we want people to be able to age in place. And so if you want services, please feel free to call. And then the website is www.nvrsvp.org.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wow. Molly, thank you so much for
Yes.
coming here. And I'm sorry I was a few minutes
You're
late.
good.
It was only 5 minutes here. There was no construction. Yay. But RSVP is a worthwhile nonprofit
I appreciate that.
benefits the elderly as well as the disabled.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a very good program for our communities in all the counties.
And if you're in Carson City, what a fantastic way to spend 4th of July.
Oh,
Yes.
it really is a lot of fun. It is. And if you've never been so close to fireworks, it just is extremely patriotic. It really is.
That's really cool. So,
yeah.
All right. So we are getting ready to close. I wanted to say again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We kind of ran out of time here, but this is awesome. We're going to have you come back and talk to us more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right before your big event for your dinner and stuff.
Okay.
I think that would be great. Come back a couple of weeks so we can tell people more about it.
Yeah. No, that sounds great.
Well, thank you, everyone. And we love you. And we're going to say goodbye now. So bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey there. What did you think? Wasn't it nice to have Molly come and visit us?
Oh, yes. It really was. Because, I'm so proud that she's actually the underwriter of Carson Rural Communities.
I know. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
RSVP does so much for the community that I didn't even know half of the stuff that they do.
It's astounding, and that they do it with volunteers.
Yes.
Too.
And I didn't know it was statewide. I thought it was like maybe Carson City or Dayton or Virginia City, and that was it. I had no idea it was statewide.
That is incredible. And I'm very pleased that they have respite care for caregivers, because that's something that's often overlooked.
Some folks need that time out too. So to get some help. So so really a really good program. So what do we have for PSAs?
Oh, okay. We don't have a lot today, but I do want to remind everybody that the Brewery Arts Concert Series, the Levitt Amp Concert Series, is ongoing. And if you've been listening to KNVC, we did live broadcasts straight from the concert on June 20th for the Red Elvises. And we're going to have that happen again with Sambada, and they are coming on June 27th. Then the whole roster continues all through the summer with bands such as the Vindies, the Sam Chase, Indigenous. So this is free. And it's right here on the Brewery Arts campus.
Free concerts. You can't ask for more, huh?
Ask for more.
Oh my gosh.
And I think there are food trucks. There's definitely a lot of fun. People gather with their families. So that's coming. And then the other thing that I have to talk about is we have, not that, what else do we have? We've got the 4th of July event that we spent the half hour talking about.
Yes, exactly.
Which is out at Eagle Valley. And then, of course, after that, I think there's going to be more events all throughout the summer, which we will continue to bring to you.
There's going to be so much to do out in the area. Summer's here. I'm sorry to say, thanks to the temperatures, but that's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
So,
well, that's cool. Well, thank you, Laura, for coming and sitting with Molly and sitting with me. I think it was a great conversation about RSVP.
It really was. If I wasn't already volunteering at KNVC, I think I would volunteer at RSVP.
Oh, see? So, all right. Well, we're going to say goodbye and thank you, RSVP, for being one of our underwriters, too. We love you. Bye.